The week of June 23rd to 27th at Forrester Creations ignites in a single, unbroken surge of ambition, desperation, and raw confession. Taylor Hayes storms the vaulted atrium, her gaze locked on Ridge Forrester as though daring the very walls to collapse around them. Without hesitation, she removes the delicate engagement ring she's carried through heartbreak and renewal, pressing it into his palm with a force that belies her trembling voice. She tells him she wants him. Not part-time, not in fleeting stolen moments, but as husband, partner, anchor, and she demands to know where his heart lies. Ridge, caught between the fierce loyalty he feels for Brooke Logan and the inexorable pull that binds him to Taylor, staggers under the weight of her declaration. He opens his mouth to speak, only to find the words lodged somewhere between hope and dread. Around them, the designs for the season's new couture lines stand silent witness to a man poised on the razor's edge of two lives, while overhead the skylights frame a Los Angeles sky as clear as Taylor's intent yet as uncharted as Ridge's next move. From the shadows, Nick Marone watches, the soft click of Taylor's ring box opening, the sudden stillness in Ridge's posture, the electric tension crackling between them. He slips away and tracks down Brooke Logan, cornering her in the glass-walled corridor of Forrester Creations. Breathless, he tells her that Taylor has popped the question. Though he cannot confirm Ridge's answer, he left before that moment could crystallize. Brooke's eyes flash with hurt, indignation, and something rawer still, envy. Nick, sensing an opening as wide as the Pacific, urges Brooke to let go of the man who hesitates at Taylor's feet and sees the chance to rebuild with him. Nick Marone, the steadfast, the ever-loving, the one who would never doubt her heart. He reminds her of nights when he held her through storms, of whispered promises he's yet to break, and of the future he believes she deserves, unshackled from Ridge's perpetual indecision. Meanwhile, in an upscale downtown loft, Luna Nozawa awaits Will Spencer's arrival with a cocktail of anticipation and guile. Will claims he left Electra Forrester, her clinical perfection and cold ambition, because she failed to ignite the fire that fuels his passions. His words tumble out hesitantly, but in Luna's mind they replay with cinematic clarity, the brush of his fingers across her collarbone, the heat of his sigh, the promise of reckless nights. She confirms his confession. Danger, spontaneity, unpredictability, these are the elements that spark his desire. She leans in, guiding his face toward hers, her lips grazing his in a hunger-fueled kiss born of fantasy. For a heartbeat, Will's restraint falters, then doubt returns, and he gently pulls away, leaving Luna to wonder whether she has merely glimpsed a dream or has opened a door into a dark liaison that might consume them both. Her imagination races ahead, clandestine rendezvous in silken shadows, whispered secrets behind closed doors, a scandal that could rock the foundations of Forrester and Spencer alike. But Luna's ambitions stretch beyond a single stolen kiss. She sets her sights on Steffi Forrester and Hayes Finnegan, whose burgeoning love story represents everything Luna craves: stability, prestige, the sheen of a power couple adored by the fashion world and tabloid press in equal measure. Whisper by tantalizing whisper, Luna engineers chance, encounters at Il Giardino Cafe, a dropped napkin here, a scathing aside about Steffi's latest collection there, each moment carefully designed to see doubt in Hayes's mind. She paints Steffi as aloof and preoccupied, insinuates that Hayes's heart might swell for someone who matches his hunger for excitement. As her fantasies about Will grow wilder, so too do her machinations against the Forresters. She plans to exploit every fracture in their family, every rivalry stuffed beneath petticoat hems, until Hayes, torn between loyalty and temptation, looks to Luna as the only woman capable of fulfilling his unspoken desires. Yet just as this web of tension reaches its apex, a darker confession tears through the Spencer corridors. Bill Spencer, patriarch of Spencer Publications, finds Lee at dusk in his sleek downtown office, littered with the blueprints of mergers, acquisitions, and cover-ups. His voice is low, haunted. He should have left Luna to rot in prison when he had the chance. Now, having intervened to shield her from public ruin. Protecting a daughter on the brink of madness and the family secret that could decimate Spencer Empire, he wonders if every bailout, every bribe, every whispered denial to the board has only tightened the noose around their neck. The same girl whose laughter once lit holiday dinners now stalks the margins of his legacy, her mind fraying at the edges as she spins plots that could dismantle the company he built. Bill's confession is both apology and plea, should he continue to defend her. Absconding from shareholder inquiries, engineering alibis, sacrificing alliances to paper over her crimes, or sacrifice her reputation, her freedom, perhaps even her liberty, to save the empire that rests precariously on his broad shoulders? Lee listens, her own loyalties torn between the code of silence she agreed to and the cold pragmatism war hero Bill trained her in. Each option leads to ruin. Luna unbound means scandal, loss of investor confidence, irreparable brand damage. Luna sacrificed means betrayal of family, a daughter she once swore to protect now condemned by her own father's hand. As June ends and shows resume behind closed doors, every player stands on a precipice, ridge, torn between past vows and present promises. Brooke, relearning her heart's capacity to hope or retreat. Nick, poised to seize the moment or watch it slip away. Luna, dreaming of power even as her schemes tighten the spiral of her own downfall. Will, caught between responsibility and desire. Steffi and Hayes, whose union may be tested by every whisper Luna unleashes. Bill, wrestling with the ultimate choice between blood loyalty and corporate salvation. And Lee, guardian of secrets she may soon regret knowing. The bold and the beautiful has never been merely about fashion or fortune. It is a crucible of human frailty and ferocity, where love demands sacrifice, ambition courts betrayal, and every ring handed over, every stolen glance exchanged, every whispered confession could be the spark that ignites a conflagration capable of consuming the titans themselves. In the grand tapestry of betrayal and devotion, one question twines through every storyline, every soul. When the stakes are your heart, your empire, your very blood, how far will you go? And who will you leave standing when the smoke clears? The week of June 23rd to 27th on the bold and the beautiful explodes in a whirlwind of revelation, courage, and simmering tension as Taylor Hayes shatters the fragile equilibrium between love, loyalty, and ambition. In the heart of Forrester Creations, where power plays and whispered promises have always held court, Taylor takes the ultimate gamble. She produces her engagement ring and, with unflinching resolve, presses it into Ridge's palm. Her voice trembles not with doubt, but with the fierce intensity of a woman who has waited long enough. She declares that she wants him not only as her lover, but as her husband, her partner in every sense. Ridge recoils, his eyes betraying a tumult of emotions, gratitude, confusion, perhaps even fear. He is a man torn between his love for Brooke Logan and the unexpected resurgence of his bond with Taylor, a bond reborn through tragedy and healing. She demands more than a promise. She demands his heart, his future, his unequivocal commitment. Ridge stands silent, uncharacteristically uncertain, as if caught in a snare of his own making. His hesitation echoes throughout the grand gallery walls, reverberating off every couture gown and architectural model on display. He knows that saying yes will change everything again, but saying no could shatter Taylor's fragile hope and fracture the delicate web of alliances the Forresters have spun over decades. Lurking in the wings of this high-stakes confrontation is Nick Marone, whose instincts have always been doused in suspicion and wounded pride. He witnesses Taylor's bold declaration from the shadows, sees the glint of metal as she offers her ring, and feels the surge of vindication he's been craving ever since Brooke Logan, his one abiding obsession, tore herself away from him to return to Ridge. Nick stalks the corridors of Forrester Creations until he locates Brooke, his words tumbling out in a rush. Taylor has proposed. He can't say precisely what Ridge replied. He did not stay long enough to catch the verdict, but the proof of Taylor's audacity is enough. As he speaks, Brooke's expression shifts from indignation to alarm to a spark of jealousy that neither time nor therapy has ever fully extinguished. Nick seizes the moment. If Ridge is entertaining thoughts of remarriage to Taylor, then Brooke deserves better. And who better than Nick to give her that? He offers himself, not merely as a rebound or consolation prize, but as the man who will cherish her, protect her, and place her happiness above all else. He insists that if Ridge cannot honor his past vows, then Brooke should let go of what was and embrace what could be with him, Nick Marone, the one constant in her stormiest times. Meanwhile, a different kind of storm brews in the city's edgiest apartment, Luna Nozawa's. While Spencer arrives under the guise of offering comfort, he claims to have broken things off with Electra Forrester because their relationship felt flat, devoid of the spark that drives his passions. From the moment he crosses her threshold, Luna's mind races with possibility. She imagines Will leaning in, his lips grazing her neck, the heat of his breath mingling with her own. In her fantasies, she's the antidote to Electra's cold perfection, the wild card who can awaken Will's appetite for risk. The scene plays out in Luna's daydream like a seductive film reel. She confirms for Will that danger and spontaneity light his fire. Then, emboldened by her own narrative, she brushes her hair back and presses a daring kiss to his lips. Will's startled gasp is drowned by Luna's triumphant smile. This could be real, she tells herself. All she needs is one decisive move to turn this fantasy into flesh and blood reality. But whether Will truly intends to break Electra's heart or is simply indulging Luna's burgeoning obsession remains to be seen. His polite distance and measured responses hint at a man who likes the attention but may recoil when the curtain falls on Luna's vivid imaginings. Yet Luna's ambitions extend far beyond a clandestine flirtation with Will. Behind that wide-eyed innocence beats the heart of a strategist determined to upend the Forrester empire itself. She has set her sights on Steffi Forrester, Ridge's daughter, whose own relationship with Hayes Finnegan has become the latest lightning rod in a world where love and legacy collide. Insider whispers suggest Luna will exploit every vulnerability, Steffi's fierce loyalty, Hayes's protective instincts, to sow discord and position herself as the only woman capable of filling whatever void she creates. The more Luna dwells on her vision of Will, the bolder her designs grow. She will weave a web of tantalizing hints, staged encounters, and whispered secrets to drive a wedge between Hayes and Steffi. Each encounter at Il Giardino, each accidental run-in in the hallways of Forrester Creations, will be carefully calculated to make Hayes question where Steffi's true affections lie. And when he looks to Luna, with her mysterious allure and unspoken promise of excitement, he may find himself at a crossroads that could shatter one couple and catapult another into the spotlight. As these parallel dramas unfold, the question on every fan's mind is this: will Ridge find the courage to give Taylor the answer she so desperately craves? Will Brooke heed Nick's plea and turn her back on the man she worshipped for years? Can Will resist the heady pull of Luna's fantasy, Or will he plunge headlong into a liaison that could destroy 3 reputations at once? And what of Luna's machinations against Steffi and Hayes? Will her carefully laid plans come to fruition, or will she be undone by her own overconfidence? The week promises betrayal and bold confessions, whirlwind decisions, and the kind of emotional confrontations that have defined the bold and the beautiful for 4 decades. Don't miss a single episode, because when loyalties shift and hearts are tested, there's nothing quite as thrilling as witnessing these titans of fashion and family collide in a cataclysm of love, power, and revenge.